This segment of the news is brought to you by Finance of America. For all your mortgage needs, call Amy Childress or Shannon Keller at 702-372-6607.
As the United States deals with an obesity epidemic, many younger women are having bariatric surgery for weight loss. But is there a risk for the infants of women who have had bariatric surgery? Is there a way to decrease perinatal complications? And is there an optimal time to wait to have children after surgery? A new study in JAMA Surgery examined these risks.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
In the United States, 1 in 5 women are obese at the time of conception. Obesity during pregnancy can increase the risk of complications for both mothers and infants. That is one of the reasons why younger women might turn to bariatric or weight loss surgery.
Bariatric surgery is becoming a very common operation in the United States in particular. And just in the past about 5 years, the rates of bariatric surgery have doubled from about 4 per 100 patients to about 8 per 100 patients.
Dr. Brody Parent of the University of Washington Medical Center and co-authors studied the birth certificates and hospital discharge data of more than 10,000 mothers and infants in Washington state from 1980 to 2013. They studied 2 groups, one of women that had bariatric surgery prior to pregnancy and the other that did not have weight loss surgery. They wanted to see if the infants of the women who had bariatric surgery were at higher risk for prematurity, low birth weight, and intensive care admission.
The way to reduce that risk is perhaps by waiting 2 to 3 years after they've had the operation. If they give birth before that 2 to 3 year interval, there's a higher risk of their infant requiring an ICU admission or of their infant being low weight or premature.
Dr. Parent says bariatric or weight loss surgery has many potential benefits, but recommends waiting as long as possible before conception in order to decrease risks for the mothers and their infants. Laura Berger, The JAMA Report.
During the past 3 years in Washington state, about 200 women a year have had a bariatric operation prior to giving birth. Fire Chief Scott Lewis spoke to News 46 about a motorcycle accident that occurred over the weekend.
Late Saturday evening, we were dispatched for a report of a motor vehicle accident with injuries. That was in the area of Gamebird and Simmons, and we found a motorcycle that had clipped a mailbox and then dropped, after that, and it went sliding into off the shoulder of the road. Crews assessed that patient. While there was some injuries, it was decided that they didn't want to go to the hospital.
All right, nobody else involved in that accident?
No one else was involved.
Medics on standby at Pahrump Valley Speedway responded to a collision.
On Saturday evening, they had a dirt track race, and at some point there were several vehicles that became involved in a collision. One of the subsequent vehicles was involved in a rollover type collision. Our volunteer, Shannon Bressick, was right there, and she went out and provided care and helped extricate the patient. The patient declined to be medically transported, and so all signs were handled without incident.
Do you guys respond to a number of accidents up there at the Speedway?
There's always collisions that occur. They don't always require a full assignment. We do have a presence at the track, and usually that can be managed by them quite easily. In some cases, though, where it appears that there might be the possibility of fire or a medical necessity that's beyond what the track can handle, then we add a full assignment to it, much like we did Saturday.
A female was rescued from a pile of rubble on Saturday afternoon. Nye County Sheriff's deputies and Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue responded to a home located on Horn Street between Linda and David for a woman that was found buried by rubble in her backyard. At first thought to be a possible crime, later Nye County Sheriff's deputies discovered that, in fact, items had fell on top of the female. According to reports, the female was located after a family member or friend called a local resident to check on the female. He found her in the backyard and what was described as beaten up badly and under a mound of debris. The female was not coherent at the time that Nye County Sheriff's deputies came in contact with her. However, she did say that it was an accident and not on purpose. She was transported to Desert View Hospital by Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue Ambulance. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46. Now let's join Katlyn Boyer with today's Angie's List report about smart pergolas.
Outdoor living is a $5 billion industry that figures to only get bigger as more and more people outfit their backyard decks and patios with indoor conveniences like ovens and refrigerators. And now comes the latest trend in outdoor living, smart pergolas. What makes a pergola smart and why are they so popular? We find out today on Angie's List report. Ginger Darrow doesn't spend much time inside her house anymore. She's usually enjoying her back patio under her new smart pergola.
I've had work parties out here. I've even had employees come and work here for the day. So it's just been a hit. Everybody loves it. Very few people have ever seen it, but they love it.
Regular pergolas have been around since ancient Rome, but only recently did they become smart, equipped with movable louvers that allow you to control the right amount of sunlight filtering through.
You can have shade at any time of day because it doesn't matter where the sun is. You can rotate the louvers as a 150-degree rotation so you can create shade but maintaining an open roof.
Keeping the louvers open allows the heat of the day to escape instead of being trapped underneath. And if the weather turns wet, the adjustable aluminum slats can close completely. Built-in sensors can do this automatically even when you're not home.
Of course, it's grade tight, has the gutter system that goes all the way around that collects the water, and that's taken away into a downspout which is inside one of our columns.
A new trend we're seeing is smart pergolas, which allow you to enjoy your outdoor space even when the weather isn't ideal. They can be placed near your home or even out in the yard. But remember, when talking to your contractor, they may require a building permit to install.
Ginger's 800-foot structure took over a week to install, longer than expected, but still well worth the wait.
It looks good, it feels good, it's still very open.
The cost to cover an average size deck is $17,000 installed. If you have a unique space you're trying to fit, Angie says to request a free on-site estimate and make sure any adjustments to the standard unit won't affect the warranty. This is Katlyn Boyer reporting for News 46.
Much more local news after the break.